Yo, what's up? Shalom. Hello, brothers and sisters. I've missed you guys. I'm getting back to it little by little, family. What is the meaning of the valley of dry bones in Ezekiel 37, family? Ezekiel's vision of the valley of dry bones, which is in 37, chapter 37, verses 1 through 14, came to him after God had directed him to prophesy, to basically prophesy the rebirth of Israel, okay, which is in chapter 36. God announced through the prophet that Israel would be restored to her land and blessing under the leadership of David, my servant, who shall be king over them, Ezekiel 37:24. Clearly a reference to a future under Jesus Christ, Yeshua, the Messiah, descendant of David. Isaiah 7:14, Isaiah 9:6-7, Luke 1:31-33. However, this promise seemed impossible in the light of Israel's present condition, family. They couldn't see it. She was dead as a nation, deprived of her land, her king, and her temple. The state of Israel was terrible. She had been divided and dispersed for so long. No unification, no restoration seemed, it seemed impossible to these people at that time. So God basically gave Ezekiel the vision of the dry bones as a sign. So God transported Ezekiel, probably not literally, family. I would think that it would be a vision, but who knows, with God, all things are possible. But basically, he transported Ezekiel to the valley of the dry bones and directed him to speak to the bones. Ezekiel was told to tell the bones that God would make, breath enter the bones and they would come to life, just as the creation of man when he breathed life into Adam in Genesis 2:7. So Ezekiel obeyed. The bones came together. Flesh developed. Skin covered the flesh. Breath was entered into the bodies and stood up in a vast army, family. This vision symbolized the whole house of Israel that was then in captivity. Like unburied skeletons, the people were in a state of living death, pinning away with no end to their judgment, basically, in sight. They thought their hope was gone, basically, and they just believed they were cut off forever. These people had no hope. The surviving Israelites felt their national hopes had been dashed and the nation had died in the flames of Babylon's attack, with no hope of resurrection, of rising up again. So the reviving of the dry bones, it signifies God's plan for Israel's future national restoration, family. The vision also, most importantly, shows that Israel's new life depended on God's power and not the circumstances of people. Putting breath by God's Spirit into the bones showed that God would not only restore them physically, but also spiritually. The Israelites residing in the Holy Land today are not the fulfillment of this prophecy. It will be fulfilled, family, when God regathers believing Israelites to the land. Jeremiah 31:33, Jeremiah 33:14-16. And when Yeshua, Jesus Christ, returns to establish his millennial kingdom, Matthew 24:30-31. That is when this will be fulfilled, family. And just take a look at the state of the world. Prepare. Look up, your redemption draws nigh, family. Later.